So we're gonna start all over with Deck the Halls. If you watch the first one, then you understand how tab works. The lines represent strings, and the numbers represents the frets that you will play of those strings. The top line represents the bottom string, the A string on your ukulele. So that can be confusing, but once you start reading tab a little bit, it'll get easier to read. So 3 and 1, the first thing that you see on your Deck the Halls tab is actually 3rd fret on the A string and 1st fret on the E string. So you have your tab there. Let's just go through and talk about, let me put this here for my reference too. Talk about Deck the Halls. Okay, so the first measure, 3 and 1, 1 on the A string, open on the A string, 3rd fret on the E string. Going on to the second measure is 1 and open on the 1 on the E and open on the C. And then 3rd fret on the E, open on the A, back to 1 on the E. Now, after I hit that double stop on the 1 and open, I just leave my first finger on that 1st fret on the E string because I'm going to come right back to it. And then moving on to the 3rd measure, it's going to be the same kind of thing. I'm going to hit open in 3, open on the C, 3 on the E, and I'm going to leave my 3rd finger right there on that 3rd fret because I'm going to come right back to it. And then I'm going to go to 1 and open, and then that's a nice little measure there. I enjoy playing that 4th measure, that 3 double stops, 1 and open, okay, so that's the first 4 measures. If I'm going too fast and you have questions, just hit me up with those questions. Measures 5 through 8 are the exact same as 1 through 4. You're just repeating. Okay, a pointer, if you're having trouble doing any of the techniques, say on measure 3, that's kind of a tough little move there. So you're 3 and you're going from this 3 to 1 and open, another double stop. This is in measure 3. That can be kind of tough. So I would just practice that measure. And if you glitch out a little bit and you slow down, that's okay. Okay, I got it. Or you could just do that single move there. And then, so that's the first 8 measures. Now we're going to go into measure 9. 3 and open, E and C. And again, I'm going to leave my 3rd finger on this 3rd fret of the E string because I'm going to come right back to it. And now 10, double stop, 1 and open. Now again, that's a tough one because you're going from 1 and open here, and then you got to just cover the 1st fret of the A string right behind that. So that's something that could be a challenge. Now we're just going to walk our way right up the neck. You can see the triple where we play all 3 frets of the 5. If you don't want to do that, if that's too much for you, just play everything on the bottom string. So we're at measure number 10. See on that, I just hit the 5, 7, 8. You could go, but if, like I say, if it's too much, just skip it and play 5, 7, 8 on the A string. And now these double stops really, if you're going to concentrate on doing any of the more difficult things, these really just give it some pop. So I would suggest you do it. And the way I play it is I use my second and third fingers on the 2 sevens, and then I'm set up to play 3 and 4 with my first and second. If I played it like this, you know, I'm gonna have to rotate to get there. But if I'm already playing, it's not so bad. My first finger is already there. You could again play just the bottom string if you wanted to, but I think this is kind of, to me, the ultimate part of the song. It just sounds so nice. Down at the end, at the final fa la 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 la, there's some more of these same things. And now, starting with measure 13, 13 and 14 are the same as 1 and 2, so you already will know them at this point. Same as 1 and 2 and 5 and 6. And now we'll come to the final fa la las. And again, if you don't want to play any of the double stops here, you could just play the bottom string. But, I mean, why not go for it, you know? And then the final, at the very end where it has the lines and the 2 dots, that's a repeat sign. So it would say to repeat the whole song again. And I think that that's good for this song. I would play it 2 times through. 1's not enough, and 3 would be too many. It's kind of like the spinny world ride at the fair. You know, you don't want it to go too short. You don't want it to go too long. Same with Deck the Halls. You don't want it to go, you know, 1 time through and people are feeling like they got robbed. 3 times and, you know, people are going to start feeling sick to their stomach. So 2 times on Deck the Halls, that's good to me. So what a great little holiday tune in a very simplified version that you can play. And we're not getting into music theory here, and we're using the tab just so that we can start getting our fingers used to doing things here. And we're not playing full chords yet. We're not doing any of that, and we're not talking about theory much right now. We're just trying to get these hands workings to give them a head start, so when we start at the beginning of the year. So we won't talk much theory. We're just going to be talking fret numbers, and it's just good for the purpose we want. So Deck the Halls, what a nice little holiday treat for you and your friends and family, right? I hit a wrong note there on that. Right there, I hit it two opens. And that's the thing about playing. If you make a mistake, just keep pushing forward. You're going to make mistakes all the time. Live musicians that have been doing it for years, they make mistakes. The trick to being a professional and sounding good is you just keep going. People are very forgiving. Your listeners are very forgiving, and they're just there to enjoy what you're doing, and they won't hold it against you. So, and it would just be worse if you totally stopped and made a big deal of it. If you make a mistake, part of making the mistake is making it right. Don't make the mistake bigger. Okay, so Deck the Halls, work on that for a couple days. Once you get it, I will throw another one in. If we can't get to 5 Christmas tunes, you don't have the time and practice, I won't put them all up here. So once you get Deck the Halls, we'll move on to another one. I'll let you choose which one. We have 4 others that we can play. But get Deck the Halls under your hands, start exercising, and let me know when you're ready for the next tune. Have a good weekend.